It's very important conversation, very important conference. The title of conference, Making the Coalition of the Willing a Reality, is very significant. But most importantly, what is it? A coalition of the willing. There are different understanding of this. But I will present my understanding of this enigmatic term. In 2025, we are now living in time of change. The era of the end of history by Fukuyama is almost complete. Everything that has existed since the end of the World War II is slowly crumbling. Defense alliances are breaking down. Warfighting strategies and tactics are breaking down. Battle management techniques are changing. Economic alliances are changing, and political alliances are changing. Old alliances and allies change their priorities and understand threats differently. I can remind you, Finland, Hungary, Turkey, they all have different point of view, different perspective of threats. This is all leads to old rules and old ways of looking at the world no longer work. We are at fork in the road. Either hold on to the old world and eventually lose everything, or become part of the coalition of the willing and be ready to change. Moreover, be ready to accept the new reality and start to change. Accept the fact that the only combat-ready army in Europe is the Ukrainian army. Only the Ukrainian army can defend the eastern flank of Europe today. For example, Baltic region. In fact, the coalition of the willing should accept that Ukrainian army is their own army, part of the British army or French army. Accept the fact that the economy and military strength of the coalition of willing is not in tanks and artillery more. Now it's not 2022. Strength, our strength, European strength in the space. Without control of space, Europe could become forever a subordinate territory of United States or China, and gradually all would lose its advantages in world competition. Accept the fact that Europe's military forces are morally and ideologically obsolete and require radical modernization of principle of the Ukrainian army. Finally, accept the fact that the existing European alliance are weak as a result of a race of quantity, not quality. Coalition of the willing must become a new commonwealth of states ready to accept changes and accordingly ready to implement these changes by limited circle of states with the same values and common understanding of the threats facing them, and having the political will to follow this path even through the destruction of outdated structures. Only such unwillingness can make it possible to successfully weather the coming times of political turbulence. And again, many thanks to Roger for organizing this event. And I'm sure we have a long and difficult road ahead of us, but we can go through this road.